I'm in JM's greenhouse because it is pissing rain today. I was really lucky with the weather yesterday. So I'm gonna chat with JM. We're gonna talk about his experience here, and we'll do another segment which will be Q&A of all the questions you guys had for him. All right, here we are.
Fucking A, man.
Okay, in all seriousness, how did the season go? I was here, what was I here last? In March.
Yeah. It was just when it was starting.
It was just when it was starting. Give us a little bit of a rundown, as long or short as you want, of how it's gone, and maybe reflect on some of your successes and failures.
Okay, well, first of all, it went okay.
It went okay?
It went okay. It's a big project, so we're...
Massive project.
You know, we're trying to be at a certain level pretty fast here because we have a lot of means, and it's just a lot of things are...
A lot of moving parts.
A lot of moving parts. One thing that I had not... It wasn't fresh in my mind, was that when you're starting out, it takes a little while to get your clientele going.
Big time.
So we started with a lot of production, and you know, everything wasn't set, but I hadn't really forethought about who am I selling to, and are they ready to buy? I thought everybody was like waiting for me, lining up.
Yeah, they thought it's JM. Yeah, I mean, they're ready and waiting.
Eventually, we figured that we needed to find one client at a time, find the right markets, right grocery stores with the right retail prices for us, and all of that. And so there was a lot of fine-tuning at the start, and eventually we started to really make it happen in July.
July, wow.
Yeah, like 1st of July, we were kind of like going.
Yeah.
And now we've been on a steady pace, and we're selling just as much now as we were in July and August.
That's perfect.
And September, and now we're in November, and we're going to do keep going till Christmas, and then we're going to take a break. And so lessons learned is that starting small is good, not just because you can build the infrastructure one step at a time, but you can also build your clientele as you go.
You grow, the whole thing grows organically when you do it that way. So that's a real truism there.
Yeah, it is.
No matter if you're Jean Martin, Fortier, or myself, that's an absolute truism.
Yeah. And we had, the other thing that I've learned is that we had 1 full year to prepare the farm for this year.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how valuable that is now.
Oh,
like
so much
to start the market garden, and to do the infrastructure, and to build the client base, and to do the accounting and the admin work, all in the first season.
Yeah.
I think is a setup for either a failure, a burnout, or
burnout.
You're a fucking superhero.
Yeah.
And so that's something that I've come to realize now, is that if you can have 1 full season to simply build your infrastructure, build your washing station, build your greenhouses, you know, bend your hoop houses, buy your gear, buy your material, keep your job perhaps and get money, and then just do that part-time. Yeah. And build your website and do your admin and do as much as possible, so that when you start your season, all of that is kind of taken care of.
That's all taken care of, and you're just rolling. Yeah.
That was something I've learned. The other thing is that I'm now managing a crew of 8 to 10 people, which I've never really done, because we used to be 4. It was me, my wife, and 2 people, and we kind of knew what we were doing all the time. And managing a bigger crew takes different skill sets, patience. It takes, I can't just go in and do it all like I used to. Yeah. Like when it wasn't going as fast as I want, I would just step in and just boom. Yeah. Now, the crew needs to follow up. So that's something. But there's a lot of, I liked it. Yeah. Like I've stretched my rubber band in this project to the max, and now I'm just a better grower because of it. Yeah. Yeah. So the other thing that I'm realizing is, I think the micro scale farming that you and I are doing and promoting, and there's tons of others that are doing it now, it can be scaled up. Yes. Like we're at year 1. Yeah. So the results are not optimal, but for a first year with 8 crew doing $250,000 in sales, and next year we'll have 30%, 35% more, because we're just fine-tuning and getting better, and then the year after it's going to be better. Yeah. Like you should be $500,000 pretty quick. That's the goal, and I think we'll get there. And so, there's value in keeping it small. Yeah. And I always vouch for that, because I believe in that a lot. Yeah. But it's also interesting to see that, without a tractor and with the simple tools and techniques that we've come up with, you can just like multiply that and have a bigger farm.
Yeah.
If that's what you want to do.
Yeah. Because the thing that I'm finding interesting, and JM and I have been talking about this farm for since its inception, really, but your cash crops are very similar to my cash crops on 1/3 of an acre. You've got here, what is it? The market garden is what, 3 acres of production, just about?
Yeah, 4.
Okay, 4 acres of field production with greenhouses and all that.
Yep.
Your cash crops, from what I see, are greens, carrots.
I took everything from the Curtis Stone playbook. Okay,
It's funny.
And I'm gonna do microgreens.
Yeah, and now that's why I'm here, is I'm showing James' crew how to do microgreens. But this is very, very interesting. That's why this whole farm experiment that JM's doing here is so important and relevant to the whole community of small scale ag, is that he's showing that you can scale baby root vegetables, salad greens, microgreens, like you guys are doing
turnips,
huge.
radishes,
Totally.
all these baby beets, carrots, baby carrots. And it's not just and we're not doing high-end clients
Not really.
because we don't have that in Montreal.
Some restaurants, but not much.
But what we're doing is we're providing fresh, quality harvested. Like, let's say for the chefs, nobody was doing chefs in Montreal. It's
I know,
crazy.
it's
Like
unbelievable.
nobody was doing chefs in Montreal. Okay.
Unbelievable.
So what we've come up with is that we send them a sheet, the offer sheet, the fresh sheet, you would say, of what's available, and then they order, and then we harvest and deliver.
Yeah.
So they're getting something that is awesome and fresh, and they've never seen that before.
Yeah.
And it's opening up all sorts of trends for them, because they used to have good growers that would provide them, but it was like now we're in November and we're still pumping out produce.
Yeah.
Like if you have a tractor,
They're
not
done
growing
early.
salad anymore.
No, they're done.
We're pumping out salads here big time.
Yeah.
And so all of this is really cool, bringing this back to Quebec and trying to expand it and learning from it. And I feel now, after the last 2 seasons of me doing this project, I can relate more to a lot of newbies that are starting out, because the growing pains are the same, even with my experience.
Yeah.
There's things that you simply need to go through, and time it just needs to happen.
Totally.
There's been setbacks, drawbacks, there's been failures, there's been great success, there's been low points, high points. I've seen it all. Yeah. But in the end, this is awesome. Like, this is awesome, and we're providing fresh produce for people, and this is the good food revolution. So I'm fucking on board.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. Hope you guys have found that helpful. If you want to see more stuff like that, please hit the subscribe button right now. Like and share these videos with your friends, and check out my website, theurbanfarmer.co, where you've got links to my book, my online course, stuff like that. Also check the link below. Les Fermes des Quatre Tapes is JM's new farm. Follow that link. Follow him on Instagram. Check out his social media. It's all there. We'll see you next time.